Conversations with Keith is brought to you by Craig Loftus State Farm Insurance in Berea. Now here's your host, Berea Citizen Publisher Keith Taylor.
Hello everybody, this is Keith Taylor. I'm the publisher of the Berea Citizen in Berea, Kentucky. And today on Conversation with Keith, we have Berea Police Chief Jason Hayes. Hello Jason, how are you today?
Good, how are you, sir?
Good, good. Jason, how long have you been the police chief?
For about 2 months now, since December 1st of 22.
And I understand you've been in law enforcement quite a long time.
Around 22 years, yes.
Well, what got you involved in law enforcement and going in that direction?
Well, honestly, I was going to EKU when I was younger and didn't really know exactly what I wanted to do. When you're that age, you kind of just trying things out in college, and took a couple of police classes and felt like I liked it and I was good at it, and that's just kind of how it started. I got started in Jackson County under Sheriff Tim Fee.
Jackson County, neighboring Jackson County.
Mm-hmm.
Did you work with the police department there or the sheriff department?
The sheriff's office, yes. That's where I was raised, was Jackson County in McKee, and I started there in 2000 with the sheriff's office. Was
it a culture shock when you came over Big Hill?
It was, yeah. When I came here, obviously policies and kind of what you do in a municipal agency versus a sheriff's office is very different. The sheriff's office is a lot of serving warrants, serving papers, that kind of stuff, versus all the ordinances and stuff we do as a city agency.
A lot of people don't realize it's a difference when you're working for the sheriff's department and in the local police department. Mm-hmm. The duties are quite different.
They can be. A lot of times they're similar, but they can be very different at times as well, yes. And
working in a bigger city like Berea compared to Jackson County, is there a lot more activity, a lot more things going on?
Yes, well, one of the differences in Jackson County, I didn't get overtime and we didn't have night shifts. So if you worked a day, you could get called out anytime that night for coverage. So that was different. Having 24-hour coverage is nice here in Berea, so that was a big culture change for me, just having overtime and only being responsible for one shift once you got here on the job. So
overall, how long have you been with the Berea Police Department?
I've been here 20 years.
20 years?
2002, yeah.
That's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen a lot and heard a lot.
I have, yes, sir.
Do you enjoy it?
I do. Mm-hmm.
What's the most enjoyable part of your job?
I think when you start out, when you're young, you want to set the world on fire and you think you want to change the world, make a difference. And I think as you get older, you see that just the small differences you can make in maybe helping a child out of a bad situation or helping someone get into rehab that's on drugs. It's those kind of things that are rewarding in the job that you kind of hold on to, I think.
Now let's switch gears. What's the most challenging part of being a police chief in Berea, Kentucky?
Well, I'm just learning. So right now, a lot of our policies are kind of outdated. So we're working on that, trying to get that straightened out, lined out. And it's the change of, I think, for me, you kind of feel isolated, like you want to do the best, right? So you make sure every decision you're making is the very best that you can, because even small decisions have big consequences in the agency or in the city. So
exactly. So Jason, how many do you have on your staff? How many patrol officers and shifts and that sort of thing?
We have 33 sworn officers. Right now we're a little short-handed. We have 3 in the academy right now, and we're looking to replace 2. That one retired recently, and then our last chief went to EKU, so we're down 2 there as well. We're working on 12s right now. We have 5 on each shift and 4 squads that cover 24/7, and then street crimes division and a detectives unit. So that compiles the 33 sworn officers.
Jason, what's your ideal staff number to be totally staffed and able to do what you want to do?
We would love to have 40 working. It would help with coverage. We're kind of short-handed right now with 3 in the academy and having to replace 2 officers. One retired, and then Chief Scott resigned and went to EKU. But we know that's a challenge. Berea is growing, but it's something that we would love to do is see our force increased. But for right now, we have 5s on the 12s. 5 officers working each squad, 4 squads. So,
For you, I mean, was there a major difference going from, what you were doing before with the police department to a police chief? It's all your department now. You're responsible for everything.
Right.
That's got to be a different thing for you.
Yes, it was. Well, Chief Scott, thankfully, I made major a couple of years ago while he was chief, and he had me doing a lot of things that chiefs do. I've been working on policy and accreditation, a lot of pay increases, a lot of things that chiefs do. So he helped me to prepare for this position. It's still a little different once you're in that spot. You still feel a little different just because of the nature of your decisions and how much I don't know, just how important they can be, and you want to make the right decisions. But it is still a big change, coming from major to chief.
So I'm going to throw this away.
Okay.
So tell me about Jason Hayes, the guy off the job, and what you like to do for a living, what you enjoy doing, a little bit about your family, what you enjoy doing off the clock.
Okay. Well, I've been married for 18 years. My wife Jennifer, she works for Silver Creek Elementary. I have 2 children, Jace, who is going to EKU right now. He's 18, and a 13-year-old Trevor, who's going to Foley right now. Outside of here, I like to read. I consider myself an artist. I like to draw, doodle, that kind of a stress reliever for me. I like to work out, and I like to play video games to kind of just escape for a while with my friends.
So what type of book do you read? What type of material do you like?
It's more fantasy stuff, stuff to just get my mind off things.
Everybody needs that.
Yes.
Video games, are they cop games or are they just other kinds of
Call of Duty, yeah. That kind of, yeah.
So you imagine being a cop when you're not being a cop?
Not really. It's it's just kind of an escape for me.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah. Everybody needs an escape in life.
Yes, sir.
Jason, we appreciate you coming on, and you're going to do a fine job in Berea, and I think you're the right man for the job. And I got to meet you at the Chamber Retreat.
Yes.
And I was really impressed with your presentation to us and what you're doing. And, we appreciate having law enforcement out there to protect us and to serve.
Right.
And that's one of the most important aspects, I believe, in law enforcement is being able to protect and serve our citizens. And we certainly do appreciate the job you do, the job the city of Berea does, and I know you're going to do a fine job.
Okay, well, I appreciate that. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you for tuning in to our show today. We'd like to thank our sponsors for their sponsorship of Conversations with Keith. And as always, you can subscribe to the Berea Citizen anytime. You can call 859-986 or 959 and ask for Libby, and she will gladly take care of you. And again, we appreciate our subscribers, our advertisers, and our sponsors for reading and advertising in the Berea Citizen. And thank you for tuning in, and have a blessed day.
Conversations with Keith is brought to you by Craig Loftus State Farm Insurance in Berea.